Hello, Tenno. Welcome to another Warframe content. My name is Baghead. Today I'm starting a new series called LOADOUT-FRAME. This is basically a video series about weapons I use in my inventory, how I build them, how I use them, strategies, etc. etc. Now, for our first video, I have Acceltra here. And before I start, I want to mention I'm like LR3, so this might be more like a mid-game, late-game build. Acceltra Prime is also a Prime you unlock in MR13, I believe. So take it with a bit of salt. I can probably show some early game builds. So let's go to the mods. Let's go to a configuration that's empty. So, Acceltra. Acceltra has a unique trait that is Acceltra, when you're reloading it, if you're running, it has 25% faster reload speed, and when you're using it with Gauss, it has 50% faster reload speed. It has 34% crit chance, 18% status chance, it has a locked punch through, and I don't know if Shred can affect that. It also has... Oh yeah, so Acceltra, one problem I come across with Acceltra is that it has an ammo maximum of 96 and the magazine is 48 bullets. Or like, no, 40 bullets, 40 bullets. You get 40. Okay, so you get 40 from pickups. You get 48 bullets that you can shoot and 96 in the magazine, backup magazines. So a problem I run up with this weapon is I run out of bullets really fast. So usually what I do is uh like, as a new player, you can probably use ammo drum with the regular Acceltra and Prime. But as the time passes, in my opinion, I suggest maybe using like Vigilante supplies, or if when you get to Barketeer, you can get a primed rifle ammo mutation, which basically converts every other ammo type like secondary sniper heavy into primary ammo, which lets you get your backup ammo back really fast for Acceltra, so you don't run out of ammo anytime, which is real nice. Me personally, I believe I use rifle ammo mutation. Before that, I used to use Vigilante supplies. I also have a ribbon for Acceltra. This ribbon has ammo maximum, if I remember correctly. So, basically, I format this weapon 7 times. So first of all, if you're building Acceltra, I would suggest like multi-shot. You can go split chamber, and after you reach steel pad, you unlock galvanized mods, which I suggest galvanized chamber right here. It has multi-shot and on kill even more multi-shot, and I'm pretty sure my Riven also has multi-shot here. It has, yeah, the weapon has one dispo, but in my opinion, it's still good. I usually put it here, and it's also minus impact. So not only it increases my multi-shot by a lot, it also gives me minus impact, so that's like one bad damage type out of my overall damage, which is real nice. Like I said, if you don't have galvanized chamber, you can just use split chamber, and when you reach the galvanized mortar, you can use galvanized chamber. So after that, we need critical chance, because this is like a crit weapon. Like, I would suggest you still build some status, but this is definitely a crit weapon. So I use critical delay. Critical delay is a corrupt mod you get from Orc and stuff. If you don't have critical delay, you can use galvanized scope, or maybe primary acuity if you're 1999 unlocked. Or if you don't have any of this, I will suggest using point strike, which I should have right here. It also gives you a good chunk of critical chance in the early game. What I use for critical damage is basically Vital Sense. Vital Sense, I've kind of forgot how did you unlock this. It might be one of those missions. But the Vital Sense is good for crit damage. You can also use Hammer Shot if you got one from Nightmare missions for critical damage, but Hammer Shot is definitely rarer than Vital Sense. After that, I use Galvanized Aptitude, because let's be honest, guys, when you reach the steel pad, Galvanized Aptitude, gun condition overload is broken. It's really insane. So after that, I mean my X list is already gonna be rifle ammo mutation. For arcanes, I use primary merciless. You unlock arcanes when you reach steel pet as well. You can get them from Teshin for steel essence. You can probably use like dexterity maybe or deadhead. But I like merciless because it adds even more reload speed, and it also that if you use deadhead, it kind of forces you to headshots. After that, I use prime rifle ammo mutation for my Exilus. Prime Shred can be a good mod. That's what I use. I use my ribbon. My ribbon is like a flex spot. Because back in the day when I didn't have this ribbon, I would use like hunter munitions to get some critical chance into slash procs. But then I replaced it with my ribbon, which helps me a lot. So, an important mod I will suggest is Firestorm or Primed Firestorm if you have it. What this does is basically, since this is like a tiny rocket missile launcher, every tiny rocket will launch has an AoE, and what Firestorm does is basically increases, like as you can see, the explosions are really gigantic because of Firestorm, which is awesome. I love using Prime Firestorm on it. And then I use Malignant Force and Rhyme Rounds. Now, I know there are other ways to get viral in your weapon, such as Panzerwurfpfeiler you can get from Deimos, but personally, I use Nautilus or Hounds, which usually proc other statuses for me, for that gun CO, so I still go by the Rhyme Rounds and Malignant Force. Like I said, this minus is for the ribbon, but like, it's like a modded, it's not, the minus isn't initial, I believe, it's like 4 mod. So it's like, you think it as like a flex spot. You can put like anything there. So these are the mod, and this is how I built my own Acceltra. Now, also I'm gonna use this with my go-to Sentinel, Nautilus. This is Nautilus build. I sometimes use Cordon, I sometimes don't use Cordon, because sometimes it screws up with my combos that I'm trying to do. So instead I use this build. Now, a usual problem I come across while I'm using Acceltra is that I cannot kill heavy duty enemies without the stacks. Like, you see what I mean? Like right there. Like, I'm hitting steel pad level heavy gunners, and my sentinel is probably doing more job than me at dealing damage. Like, he's doing a better job than me at dealing damage because my Acceltra isn't that good against, like, if I straight up head on fight a heavy target, my Acceltra doesn't deal damage if it doesn't have the stacks. So let me just like get rid of these corrupted heavy gunners, and I summon like corrupted lancers, I believe. Yeah, I can do corrupted lancers. Let's do that. So if I do corrupted lancers that are steel pad, I can kill them. I can kill regular enemies. This builds up my arcane, this builds up the condition overload, galvanized aptitude, and then my Exalter Prime starts to deal damage. This is the problem I run up with. Like, if I already kill the little enemies and then go to the big ones, I can kill them with no problem. But if I straight up go to a heavy gunner, I just struggle. Like, if I with no stacks into the heavy gunner, it doesn't deal any damage. But as you can see, like if it's like tiny enemies, like regular lancers or like regular melee dudes, like small minions, I can kill them very, very easily. So that's like my... This is a part where I want to ask in the comments, like if there's a way for me to build this Acceltra better, please let me know in the comments. I would like to know if there's a better way to build this Acceltra. And this was the first episode of LOADOUT-FRAME where I talk about my builds. I ask for opinions, how I built them, how I use them, what can new players use. And this was all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, turn that bell on for more videos. See ya. Bye, Tenno.